So, dear friends, we start the formal work of our summit. I would like to invite to the stage a great professional, good friend of us, Fred Cook. Fred is the CEO of Golin and also an amazing expert on PR and expert on both. Why? You will see during his presentation. Please.
Thank you. Thank you, buongiorno. I wish I could speak Italian. I would prefer to speak Italian instead of English if I could change, but unfortunately I cannot. I'm honored to be here with you today. It's nice to see all of you, and to follow the mayor of Milan is even more exciting. I'm going to talk to you a few minutes about my perspective on this business that we're all part of, and talk to you and give you a little idea, a couple of things that we're doing at my agency, Golin. That's me. If any of you have seen me speak before, or if you read my book, you'll know that I learned everything that I know in a pool hall, and I used to be really good looking. In this pool hall, I learned everything from a group of dropouts and delinquents who taught me how to drink, how to smoke, how to fight, and how to hustle pool. A few years after that, I learned about international commerce, selling fake Italian leather goods in a store in Florence to unsuspecting American tourists. And then I got a job talked my way into a job as a cabin boy on a Norwegian tanker. This is a picture of it, that took me to Asia. And when I was traveling across Asia and the Middle East, I studied a lot of cultures. That's me on the right. I'm the one on the right. And I studied a lot of global cultures in places that nobody even wants to go anymore, like Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, and Syria. And then when I got home, I got a master's degree in customer service, working as a doorman at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. And I took this job because I was in the music business, and I was supporting my career while I was spending all my nights, days working as a doorman. I spent all my nights in nightclubs in Los Angeles. And I learned that in the music business, it's really important to build an entourage. But when my music business career failed, I studied leadership as a tour guide with a lot of innocent foreign tourists who came to the United States, and I guided them to places that I had never, ever been before. And I also started a company called Sober Chauffeur in Los Angeles, and the concept of Sober Chauffeur was to drive drunk people home in their own cars. Today it would have been like Uber. Back then, not quite so successful. So when all my little ventures failed, I fell back on my degree, my college degree, which was in education. And I became a substitute school teacher in the Los Angeles School District, and I got combat pay for teaching in the worst schools in the city. They would give me a little bit of extra money. And at night school, I went to UCLA at night school to learn about public relations. And eventually, at the age of 36, I got my first real PR job at a small boutique in downtown Los Angeles. And this picture was taken the day that boutique was bought by a company that I had never heard of called Golin from Chicago. And I don't know, can you see me in this picture, anybody? I'm in the back. And there was a reason I was in the back row, because nobody in this picture, including me, and that's Al Golin in the front, almost on the left, ever imagined that I would be the CEO of this company. Because I didn't have any of the requirements. I'd only been working there for a year. I had almost failed in college. I had never taken a business course. I rode to work on a motorcycle. I typed with 2 fingers. I still do. And I didn't know the difference between football and soccer. But I had one thing that a lot of other people didn't have. I had a lot of experiences from all these previous jobs, and those experiences were my credentials. So why am I giving you this little mini autobiography? The reason is because I think experiences are like pool balls on a pool table. The more experiences you have, the better your chances of success are. And experiences give you courage. Courage to think differently. Courage to act boldly. Courage to compete with other people aggressively. And I think that's what the PR industry needs right now. The PR industry needs more balls. And when I say that, I don't know how that translates into every language. When I was in Russia talking about this, they said the word balls means eggs. So in Russia, PR needs more eggs. But I think that in our business right now, we are not moving fast enough. We are not thinking big enough. And we are not challenging ourselves often enough. We need a little more courage. And we especially need that courage right now because we have an enormous opportunity in the future. This is the size of the PR business compared to the advertising business right now. We're less than 5% of the total revenues. And you'll see the same thing with our clients. They'll spend about 3 to 5% on PR of what they spend on advertising. This is a big opportunity right now to grow our revenues, to expand our market share, and to really lead our clients and our companies. But in order to do that, we're going to have to, see if this works, break a few rules. How about that? And I think that's what I'm going to talk to you about, is a few of the rules that I think we need to break in order to be as successful and realize the potential that we have as an industry and as individuals. First of all, I think we have to rethink the model. We have to change the structure of our agencies to match the changes that are taking place in our industry. 4 years ago, Golin threw out a model that we had had for more than 50 years, a sort of a generalist hierarchical model with many, many different levels. And we replaced it with something called G4, which is 4 communities of specialists in terms of building insights, creating ideas, and delivering engagement. And after 4 years, we are delivering a whole set of new services that we never offered before as a company. And because we're offering new services, we're also now competing with lots of other kinds of companies, lots of other kinds of agencies. PR people are known for being nice people, for playing nicely in the sandbox. But if we are going to win, we're going to have to get used to kicking sand in other people's face sometimes. Because we have the opportunity to be a lot bigger than we are. And when we do that, we move from just being in the PR department to being part of the marketing department, where the budgets are bigger and the ideas are bigger. And that's where the opportunity lies. But in order to take advantage of that opportunity, we're going to hire different kinds of people. People that are more creative, more compassionate, and most of all, more courageous. And sometimes these people are not going to be PR people. They're going to come from different places than we're used to hiring. And how are we going to find these people that meet all of these criteria? Well, I'm going to show you a quick video about how we're doing it at Golin. A year ago, we created a program called the Unternship. And there's one difference between an untern and an intern. We pay an untern for 3 months to never come to the office. We pay them to go out in the world and experience things they've never done before, and then bring back that experience to our company with new experiences and fresh ideas. And we had a contest to find the first intern for Golin. We had hundreds of applications, and here's sort of how the finals played out.
Why am I unlikely? All right.
I think I'm unlikely because I know what I'm up against in terms of the odds.
I'm unlikely because I'm trying to always better myself.
That says go all in. Care about what you're doing and do it to an extent where you're proud of it.
To go all in means having the confidence to overtake something, be it fear, be it an obstacle, be it anything you want to, and just rise above it.
Go out and experience something that's not just going from graduating, walking across the stage to right into an office.
We knew it was something, we just didn't know what it was. So we were eating lunch, they all passed an envelope, we opened it, and it says, go out to Chicago and get an unlikely experience. And they gave us $40. I'm going to travel this country boldly, powerfully, with pride. I'm going to do things I've never even thought of, and do things I've always wanted to do. And I'm going to be happy doing it. It's all about going all in, but doing it fearlessly, not being afraid to do the abnormal. And that's how you move forward in life. And I respect Golin for being a company that does that themselves and inspires the youth like me to do it themselves as well. So.
Akinbola, the guy you just saw, spent the summer traveling around the United States. He lived for a while with an Amish family. He visited an Indian sweat lodge. He climbed to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. And he went to a retreat where he didn't speak for an entire week. And now he's working in our Dallas office and bringing all of that creativity back to our company. And we're about to start the search for our next intern for this coming year. In addition to creative people, we have to find smart people, people who understand data and can apply analytics to solve our clients' problems, to understand their audiences, and to build creative programs. And we have to have people that understand paid media. In public relations, our secret special sauce has always been earned media. No other kind of agency knew how to do what we did, how to pitch stories and get them in the media. But today, every media outlet that we work with needs money. And because of that, they're offering paid opportunities for placement. Television shows, magazines, Facebook, everybody, you can buy space there now. And advertising agencies know how to buy space. We're going to have to be just as good at buying media as we are at pitching media in the future. And we've got to also invest in ideas. Creativity is really the key right now, and all of us know that clients don't care where those ideas come from. They don't care which agency brings them. But if we're going to have the best ideas, we have to invest the same sort of time and resources in developing them that other creative agencies do. We should be the ones winning the PR awards at Cannes, not advertising agencies. And finally, we know better than anyone else how to work quickly, how to respond immediately. Speed is part of our DNA, and we have to use that speed to embrace real-time marketing, to be talking to the people in the moments where those messages are most relevant to them. This is a gigantic opportunity for our industry, and it's one that I think we can own. And I'm going to show you a quick video about how we're doing real-time engagement for a client that we've had for 60 years.
Every 2 seconds, McDonald's is mentioned online. When it's not trading flapjacks for jumping jacks, Golin's brand newsroom is tapping into relevant trends, like generating 104,000 Twitter impressions after mourning the loss of a beloved Grey's Anatomy character, or delivering 336,000 organic impressions for Valentine's Day. Aw. From social stars to movie stars, we've turned strangers into fans. By delivering McDonald's to Mindy Kaling's rap party, we turned online conversations into on-air mentions. Our Mindy Kaling interactions alone helped McDonald's earn over 178 million traditional media impressions, 12 million social impressions, and despite Conan O'Brien's suggestions, she's not even a paid spokesperson.
Are you in McDonald's pocket?
No.
Let's not forget our relationship-building food drops to media outlets including The Today Show, People Magazine, and E! Online. When Mashable broke Hamburglar's return, we fueled the conversation through proactive planned content, reactive media engagements, and influencer outreach. All this helped Hamburglar trend organically for 6 hours, topping out as the #2 trending topic of the day. By the end of it, we helped deliver 2.3 billion impressions and one hunky new pop culture icon. Since launching in October, the brand newsroom has flagged 525 articles related to news, trends, and issues relevant to McDonald's, acted on 411 influencer engagement opportunities out of a total of 470 shared, all resulting in 475 million traditional media impressions and 885 million social impressions over the course of 9 months. Now that's saying something. You never know who's going to mention McDonald's, but when they do,
Did you see that tweet come in?
we're on it.
We have 20 people in our Chicago office who do nothing but engage on McDonald's behalf 18 hours a day, no matter what the topic. And we've gotten so good at real-time engagement that we were recently hired by this gentleman to do his real-time media when he visited the U.S. We had 7 people traveling with the Pope when he visited, and the handles Pope in U.S., Pope in D.C., Pope in Philly, Pope in New York were all social media that we created as the Pope traveled around and spoke to people across the United States. We also have to think differently about how we market ourselves. We have to start marketing our brains and stop marketing our arms and legs. We have to have the balls to tell procurement that we want to be paid for the value that we provide, not the amount of time that it takes to do something. This is a big challenge for us, but it's one we really need to figure out. And part of figuring it out is providing them, our clients, with a way to measure the results. And instead of getting paid for our hours, get rid of the billable hour, get paid for our results. Not how much time we spent, but what we accomplished on their behalf. That will change the entire paradigm for our agencies and for our industry. And finally, we need to do a better job telling our story. The public relations industry could have a better image. And I think most of the bad press that we get is self-inflicted. We have to do a better job of telling people outside our industry what a great industry this is and how important and valuable it is. And we also have to do a better job telling the people that are coming into this industry, are thinking about coming into it, what a great profession this is. And just a month ago, I started doing that at the University of Southern California. In addition to being the CEO of Golin, I'm now the director of their public relations program. And it's been a great way for me, just in this past couple of months, to begin to share some of the experiences I've had about this great career with some of the students that are just finding out about it. I'm sure some of you do the same thing, so if any of you have any ideas about what I should be doing at USC or you'd like to get involved, please let me know. It's in California, as you know. It's a nice place to visit, especially in the wintertime. If we do all the things that I'm talking about, we'll get better talent. We'll attract better people to our companies and to our industry. We'll have deeper, stronger relationships with our clients. We'll have a broader set of services that we sell and can offer to any of our new business prospects. And we'll earn greater respect as an industry and as individuals that work in public relations. And all that adds up to a lot more money. So in simple terms, I think if we have more balls, we win. Thank you very much.